With such awesome power, you were bound to attract the greed of your brethren. Draven, Corvec, and Casita have banded together and plan to steal the artifact for themselves. Defeat them, and bend them to your will. For if they join your ranks, there will be no stopping your final assault upon the Empire capital.
Hello, old friend.
We've been waiting for you. Yes, you and the Kinos.
We'll have it over your dead body.
These fools come for the Kinos, Underlord. Prove your dominance and crush them beneath your indomitable will. Treat them as a warm-up for the Emperor. Activating the Kinos will defuse all enemy defenses and empty their mana reserves. Use it to deter an attack or rally past their traps in order to crush their traitorous cause. You need a larger vault.
These old bones have missed you. I'll be seeing you in a bit, old friend.
I hope you're prepared, for soon I'll break down your walls and take the Kinos for myself.
So many riches, all within arm's reach. Do either of you mind if I do a bit of collection before striking out?
Not at all, Casita, my dear. But please, do keep some of your minions alive to combat our collective foe.
Yes, of course. But don't expect me to go running in like that idiot Draven.
Oh, Casita. Just because you've no taste for battle does not mean that it won't fill you up. We can make creepy excellent things happen if we were together.
Your vaults cannot store any more gold.
The Kinos will be mine. Then we'll see which of us is truly more powerful. Your haste will be your downfall, as it has been in the millennia we fought. The last few scraps only served to limber me up. This time you will be the one banished, and I will control us forever. We'll see, but I've destroyed far greater parts of myself than you.
Do you remember the old days? Back when the world was young and fresh. Oh, there were so many beautiful things to collect.
There were so many lost spirits all seeking a master. Back before there were gods to give them direction.
A gnarling has entered your dungeon.
I don't remember the beginning. Just shattered fragments tumbling over one another for a moment of fleeting primacy. I remember pain.
An oculus has entered your dungeon.
Oh, Cormac, I remember how you were. Terribly afraid all of the time. You cower in your own realm, mad, insane, rambling to yourself for eons. Only after you broke the madness did you venture forth, but I'm sure you recall that day.
You missed out on so many years of bloodshed and war, Carve. While you were huddled away by yourself, I felt legions and consumed their souls.
A shadow has entered your dungeon.
With all that experience, I still bested you without struggle when I emerged.
An enemy is summoning an eternal.
Come, boys, no need for your puerile arguments. The Kinos is our prize today. You've plenty of time to have a pissing contest once we've finished here.
Don't pretend you're in charge here, Casita. I've shattered more realms than you've imagined, and the Kinos will allow me to conquer 1,000 more.
We'll see, Draven.
A Skarg has entered your dungeon. A cultist has entered your dungeon. A Bathu has entered your dungeon. Oculus lost. A Beastmaster has entered your dungeon. You need a larger vault. An enemy is summoning a behemoth.
Oh, this reminds me of last time. Do you remember their emperor then? What's his name?
Uther, the most sickeningly righteous thing I've ever encountered. I've tasted so many souls, but I wouldn't consume his even if it gave me complete control of the cosmos.
A Chunda has entered your dungeon.
His brat son Lucius is the one leading the Empire now. Considering we're knocking on his front door, well, it can't be much of a threat.
Oh, we met. He was screaming about destroying all darkness and purifying the filth from Kairos. He seemed a bit deranged, even compared to you, Corvick. Hey, Draven.
I'm a bit busy right now. What is it?
A Necromancer has entered your dungeon.
Why weren't you able to overcome the mad god when he was weak and isolated?
What do you know of war, of conquest? All you do is collect useless trinkets. I conquer realms while you conquer inanimate little baubles. Watch your tongue when you speak to me.
Oh, I meant no offense, Draven. I realize it must be a touchy subject for you.
Be silent. You're prattling grace upon me.
Hey, Corvic.
Yes, Casita.
An augur has entered your dungeon.
Remember when Draven sent those slaves to undermine your dungeon? And your minions ran forward to stop them, but then he froze them in place as the charges were blown, and every single one of them died.
It is payday.
Yes, I remember. Why?
Oh, no reason. I was just curious.
An enemy has summoned an Eternal. Oculus lost. Ember Rift complete. Your mana is too low to lock. A succubus has entered your dungeon. Ember Rift complete.
Soon you'll squeak like all these little piggies. Silence your sniveling tongue. Leave this to me, and you can ejaculate whatever madness enters your mind later. When we are alone, when less is at stake. You think you're so big and strong? Come at me. If you mutter another word, I will finish you. We both know you're no match for me. I'll start thinking. Notes to take, horrors to imagine, nightmares to dream.
Your minions are in combat.
Thank you. I felt as though my mind was splintering.
An enemy has summoned a behemoth. Your minions are under attack. Kino's ready. The Kino's is ready to be activated. An enemy has summoned a behemoth. Oculus lost. Kino's activated. Your enemies are weakened. Kino's activated.
Am I supposed to be afraid? Do your worst. As if this hinders my plans.
Ooh, that tickles.
Assembly unlocked.
Relish the power while you can. It'll soon be mine.
What beautiful power! I can't wait to put it on display. Oh, don't be such a bore. You're distracting me from something very important.
Your minions are being attacked.
Underlord. She's been telling us all of your terrible secrets. Why not show her how strong you can really be, especially with the Kinos at your disposal? Silence her and spare us from her blathering tongue.
Your minions are under attack. Your Ember Rift is under attack. There are creatures assaulting your dungeon core. Not enough mana. Necromancer lost. A new Sid is available to you. Mana. Beastmaster lost. Your dungeon is under attack. An enemy's Eternal has been vanquished. An enemy is summoning an Archon. Your Ember Rift is under attack. Annex unlocked. Your minions are fighting the enemy. That's the most hilarious joke. Oh, it would go right over your head if you had one. Not enough mana. A ghoul has risen in your crypt. Chunder lost. A necromancer has been converted in your torture chamber. Skarg lost. A witch doctor has been converted in your torture chamber. A cultist has been converted in your torture chamber. It's time to pay your minions, Underlord. A cultist has been converted in your torture chamber. A witch doctor has been converted in your torture chamber. Oculus lost. Your minions are in combat.
Oh, Draven, I think someone as strong as you wouldn't be bested by this miserable little army.
Draven, surely you won't fall that easily to this buffoon.
A crackpot has entered your dungeon.
If one of you give me a bit of assistance, I'll split the bones of the dead with you evenly.
A necromancer cannot satisfy its needs because it is rabid. You have destroyed an enemy's dungeon core. That's one down. Keep at it, Underlord.
Farewell, Draven. Only the strongest are meant to survive.
Your minions are in combat.
Poor, tired Draven. You'll finally be allowed some rest. Do you see what I see?
You've claimed a gold shrine.
I see you refusing to exert any singular amount of effort in disposal of our enemy.
Not feeling so cocky, are you? Why not flee as usual?
One of your minions is unhappy. You have discovered a gateway. A new sin has been researched. A necromancer is unhappy because it is tired. You have claimed a gateway. A crackpot has been converted in your torture chamber. Spirit workers ready. A gnarling has been converted in your torture chamber.
Never mind.
A ghoul has risen in your crypt. A gnarling has been converted in your torture chamber. A witch doctor is unhappy because it hasn't been paid. A necromancer has been converted in your torture chamber. Frostweaver, ready. A witch doctor has entered your dungeon. The witch doctor is an excellent supporter of your frontline minions. When out of combat, these masters of voodoo can channel experience into other minions within the spirit chamber. A witch doctor has been converted in your torture chamber. Spirit workers ready. A cultist has been converted in your torture chamber. A gnarling has been converted in your torture chamber. A ghoul has risen in your crypt. You've got another sin, you devil, you. A crackpot has been converted in your torture chamber. Construction unlocked. Within the glacial door lies a small portal to the elemental plane of frost. Once it has been closed, some of the energies of this plane will bleed through, turning to icy shards around the door and nearby walls. This will make them impervious to explosive assault. Insufficient mana to cast that spell. A minion is getting angry because it hasn't been paid. A ghoul has risen in your crypt. You've received a new sin. Your minions are in combat. Guard lost. One of your minions is unhappy. Insufficient mana. Necromancer lost. Insufficient. Bafu lost. An enemy's behemoth has been vanquished. An enemy is summoning an eternal. Spirit Chamber unlocked. The Spirit Chamber will attract witch doctors to your dungeon. By placing a minion upon the pedestals within this room, your witch doctors can channel experience into them for a hefty sum of gold.
I'm just looking for some entertainment. Speaking of which, how goes taking care of our mutual problem?
The only mutual problem we have is the sound of your voice echoing about both our dungeons.
No need to be so testy, Carve.
No need to be so useless, Casita.
Your minions are dying, Underlord. A ghoul has risen in your crypt. Beastmaster lost. Your vaults cannot store any more gold. Your minions are under attack. A ghoul has risen in your crypt. Scarred lost. The enemy is destroying your dungeon. A succubus is unhappy because it is tired. Succubus lost. A new sin has been researched. Your minions are in combat. Payday has come again. Shadow lost. Discovered a gateway. A Beastmaster is unhappy because it hasn't been paid.
A middling little attack, Casita. Brush yourself off and clean it up.
Your minions have entered battle.
Maybe you should have prepared a bit better. If you survive, I'll be happy to give you a few tips on defending your dungeon. Maybe you should have prepared a bit better. If you survive, I'll be happy to give you a few tips on defending your dungeon.
You have destroyed an enemy's dungeon core. That's 2 down. Let's finish this.
She outlived you in the last war. A pity these things don't often repeat themselves.
I can't say I'm surprised you're the one being attacked. You did provoke it after all. I can't say I'm surprised you're the one being attacked. You did provoke it after all.
A ghoul has risen in your crypt. A Beastmaster has been converted in your torture chamber.
I'll melt your minions into rivers of gold! But could one of you help me knock them out first?
A cultist has been converted in your torture chamber. The Keynos is ready to be activated. Keynos ready. Spirit workers ready. Your ritual is ready to be cast. A gnarling has been converted in your torture chamber. A new sin is available to you. A gnarling has been converted in your torture chamber. You've received a new sin. A Beastmaster has been converted in your torture chamber. There's no time for dilly-dallying. Prove your dominance! A Necromancer has been converted in your torture chamber. You've got another sin, you devil, you. A Cultist has been converted in your torture chamber. A Cultist has been converted in your torture chamber. Yet another sin for you to spend, Underlord. Your ritual is ready to be cast. Oculus lost. A Chunder has been converted in your torture chamber. A Crackpot has been converted in your torture chamber. A Gnarling has been converted in your torture chamber. Underlord, unlock your new aspects in the Veins of Evil by clicking the glowing orb at the top of the screen. Eternal summoning underway. A Cultist has been converted in your torture chamber. A Gnarling has been converted in your torture chamber. A Ghoul has risen in your crypt. A Chunder has been converted in your torture chamber. A Beastmaster has been converted in your torture chamber. A Ghoul has risen in your crypt. A Crackpot has been converted in your torture chamber. A Gnarling has been converted in your torture chamber. A Cultist has been converted in your torture chamber. A Ghoul has risen in your crypt. Stone bridge unlocked. You've gained an additional sin. The stone bridge will allow you to claim tiles separated from your territory by lava or water. It is far more resistant to being claimed by an enemy than the standard wooden bridge, and is also strong enough for defenses to be built upon it.
Let's hope your vault is brimming, Underlord. It is payday.
Your ritual is ready to be cast. Your creatures are in combat. Lost. A witch doctor is unhappy because it hasn't been paid. Your minions are fighting the enemy. The enemy is pillaging your dungeon. Your Eternal will be summoned in 1 minute.
A witch doctor has left your dungeon.
Succubus lost. Your minions are falling in battle. A witch doctor cannot satisfy its needs because it is rallied. An enemy's behemoth has been vanquished. An enemy is summoning an Archon. Your minions are being wiped out. Your Eternal will be summoned in 10 seconds.
You have insufficient mana to cast that spell.
A cultist is unhappy because it hasn't been paid. Your minions are dying, Underlord. Eternal summoned. Your minions are in combat. Your minions are dying, Underlord. Cultist lost. Your minions have engaged the enemy. The enemy assaults your dungeon. Your minion has been converted in an enemy torture chamber. A minion has been converted in an enemy torture chamber. Your minions have engaged the enemy. Bathu lost. A minion has been converted in an enemy.